Yeah. Same. Page 73. Irrespective of cultural, you can write down cultural difference, maybe way of dressing, whatever. But irrespective of cultural differences, what do you find the similarity? Like what is it that connects you with this person? So page number 73. How is this person similar? Oh, that is what भूसा काटते हैं ना क्या बोलते हैं उसको? Candle. Are you sure? Oh, she's making candles. No, you don't have to write that I don't make candles. Maybe you should as a self-care. Okay, so we will finish this activity now and we'll have some discussion and then. Okay, who would share? Now, please, I want to hear from people who have not shared anything until now. Sir, I don't know why my eyes go on you. There's something. You also look like an actor, actually. I like South Indian people, actually. I like South Indian movies and actors. Sir, please. Hello? Maybe he's acting here the whole time. He looks serious, but he's not serious, है ना? He's acting. Sir, please, yeah.
In first picture, I observed
So, can you go to the first picture?
hardworking, healthy, cheerful,
Hmm.
happiness.
These are similarities? Okay. And differences?
So close.
So don't give hints. Would you like that your students help each other like this? Please.
Instrument in hand.
Do you also smile even if you hard work? If you have to work like so hard in adverse situations? Satisfaction. Oh. Anybody? Maybe from this picture or from any other picture? Yeah.
Both are normal.
Sorry, what? I'll come to you. I'm not able to hear. Yeah. Yeah.
Laborious.
Yeah. These are differences. You are not laborious? And similar. जो हीरो बनेगा ना मैं बता रही हूँ फिर.
Happiness.
Okay. So sir said, and sir also said that the joy, hard work, satisfaction, we see as similarities. And difference, he found out that he is more laborious, he might be more hardworking, and old age. Even though he is very old, he seems to be very satisfied with this hard work he's doing, or he's maybe he has to do. Okay, so go in next picture. Next picture, we'll go picture by picture.
He belongs to North Indian, madam.
East, northeast. Yeah. So, anybody from this picture? Please, just one person from. Okay, so yeah, you can see that. Yeah. He's looking like me. Okay. Difference?
She is actually experienced.
Old and yeah, more experience.
More experience.
True. Next picture, Sonal. Yes, with this picture, who would like to share their similarities and differences? Too much fun, I'm telling you. You will be disqualified.
Certificate now.
I'm serious. Now I'm serious. But you don't have to use mobile. Yesterday your mobile network was not working. Whole time. And today it is working whole time. Then what are you looking at it?
Certificate not issued.
Of course.
Yes,
So my thing is that my quality is that I have a very good memory. Believe me. Yeah. So from this picture, observing.
Waiting for a task.
Okay. Waiting for that. You also wait. Okay. Difference.
Difference means because I have
Job culture is different.
Do you also feel proud with your job? You are happy as a teacher?
Similar.
Yeah. He's happy as a security guard. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Next slide.
He seems to be ferocious man. No,
Yeah. Yes.
ferocious.
Are you ferocious? That's the difference.
He's ferocious.
He's they are Christians. They know how to teach those things. Huh. So with this picture last.
She's serious.
Hardworking.
Hardworking nature. Concentration on her.
And are you also like that? Because we have to find similarities and differences. I know what she is, but what are you? So you are also hardworking, serious, committed, and differences which you don't have and she has. Seriousness, you are more jolly. Okay. So we try to know what were the similarities you observe and what are the differences. So a lot of focus was on different emotions. You see, a range of emotions. Some of you might be very proud of what you do as a teacher. Just like the guy in the previous slide with mustaches. He had the security guard. He might be earning very less, but he was proud. He was somehow that satisfaction. And that old man in the first, he might be a farmer, but still very proud and happy and satisfied. Are we happy, satisfied with what we do? Not all of us, I guess, maybe. Some of us would have been wanting to do something else in their lives. But they, because of whatever reasons, they did not get chance to do that. Not everybody is a teacher by choice, I'm sure. That is that piece. So it is a full range of emotion, but what was connecting all of us with these people? Only emotions. Only emotions. Everything else was different. Their clothing style, their culture, their work profiles, their, race or their country, nationality, everything. Only thing which connected us with them, even though they are from different countries, was emotion. So what do we learn? It is only emotion. And what is the emotions? Love, happiness, which are the core of humanity. This is common humanity. We acknowledge this, we know this, but we forget this very easily. And then we try to throw people under the bus. We try to make them look low in front of our seniors to get promotion sometimes, right? We make groups based on what we like and what we don't like. We forget the common humanity. We forget the true nature of ours. That's something which we want to take. The other also want to take the same thing. So if we just focus less on differences and focus a little more on similarities, we forget how that person may feel, right? If you were treated like that, how would you feel? Right? If I was excluded from a promotion, how would I feel? How would you feel? So that is again something that we forget.
And that's something we should be remembering. That is again a part of core humanity.
And I know it's not easy because, see, as a human being, we always think of ourselves first, which is fine. But how are we growing? That is very important. Can we grow with others or can we grow only individually? So I think we all look for collective well-being, the individual well-being, and this is what the world is envisioning this time. We can call it education for sustainable development. We can call it education for peace. We can call it anything we want. But this is the need of the hour which we have to focus on. Because all other heights we have reached, I guess. Right? I think technically, scientifically, I mean, we are like up to the mark. Where we are not up to the mark is this common humanity. So let's recall, let's remember, and then make our kids remember this concept, because we have been training them so much how to get job, how to earn money, how to get placement. Are we?
Yes.
Even with our own kids. But deep inside, we also want them to be good human being. Am I right? So what if he's becoming a CEO of a very big company tomorrow, but he's not talking to you because you did not give time to them, and you don't care what are you doing? He doesn't give, he just does not care about anything in the world because he's focusing only on self growth. So try to cultivate that feeling of collective well-being. Let's grow together.
Language teachers, idioms are great way to teach that. Muhavre. There are so many, right?
Yeah.
So what you sow is what you reap. What is that? It's nothing but common humanity. Or do to others what you want others to do to you. These are all examples of common humanity, and I'm sure there are many like this in Telugu, in Urdu, in Hindi, in any language that you teach. And many of them have this core value at their core, right?
Absolutely. And just don't say that. You will have to conduct some activities, growing tree together, which will give, shade to everybody, something like that. They are young kids are sponges. So exhibit that in your behavior by giving marks, while talking to them in the class, give them respect so that they respect you. Whatever you will give, they will give it back. Maybe not today because they are afraid of you, but they will give it back whenever they get a chance. So give them something you want them to give it back to the society and to yourself. We give what we have. Am I right? If we have anger, we give anger. If we have happiness, we give happiness. So if we are bored, we okay. So this is the concept of common humanity. Just practice, practice, practice. Every time I feel an urge to, punch Sonal, I control myself that it will not only spoil my relationship, but also hurt her mentally and physically, maybe sometimes forever. Even though I don't like her, let it be. I don't have to like everybody to understand the concept of common humanity. I just have to understand things which make me happy, also make them happy. Even though I don't like them, give that space and set boundaries.
Help.
Yes, sir.
Help. Ever.
Yeah,
Never hurt.
absolutely, sir. They and that leave. Wait. 5 minutes. Finishing it and then after lunch. So impartiality, because it is connected with common humanity. So we don't need to explain impartiality. Once we are focusing on common humanity in our behavior while dealing with others, while dealing with the principal, even though he is very, very, very bad. Bad is his behavior. We are not like him. Let's never forget that. Right? So impartiality comes automatically. So it is okay. We have a natural tendency. See, I'm not asking you all, or I'm not asking myself to avoid the natural urgency of making groups. We have this. If, for example, I like to dance, I like to sing. So definitely I'll make friends with somebody who like to dance and sing, because we will do it together. We will enjoy it together. This is normal. And this leads to formation of groups. So there are people who like to gossip. We will be friends. It's okay. That's a different group. People who like to be more active and go on social trips and everything. They will be in a group. It's okay. That's natural. And that also comes from an evolution point of view. where we had this habit of, breaking out in groups and doing things collectively. Ladies will do this, kids will do this, gents will do this, normal. The problem lies when we take these groups as fixed groups. Boundaries are fixed. There is no interchange. There is no exchange. That is the problem. These are arbitrary groups for our convenience. Let's not consider them the fixed groups. And let's not decide our behavior toward others based on these groups formation. Just because sir does not like to sing and dance and he is in a different group, it does not give me permission to be biased with him. Just because I like madam more, because she is like me, it does not mean that I behave badly with him or I be biased with him. I don't give him certificate because he's not dancing like me. I give certificate only to ma'am because she's dancing like me. That is wrong. That is called partiality. Same, you can, your students who are more talkative, who like to seek your attention. People read students, some other students, they come prepared and they answer like this when you start. Does not mean that the other students who are not that prepared, who don't have that intelligence and way of thinking, deserve less number or less attention as a human being, as a person, as an adult. Rather, it is your responsibility to pay attention to everybody so that they feel included, they feel involved, just like your two kids who are very different, but you make a balance, right? So this is called impartiality. Let's not get away with those groups, in groups and out groups.
This is about many things. It should be equal for all these people.
Absolutely.
It's very important to understand from the perspective of bullying that happens among students or ragging that happens. It is somewhere an outcome of in-group and out-group. Why are you bullied? Because you're different from them in some way. Or why does the child bully another child? Because there is something which is different in that person. So that is where understanding this impartiality and teaching this impartiality to students also helps. I'm not saying it will completely solve all the problems, but somewhere, even if it registers, it will be very helpful, right?
Okay. Now, moving to the last activity of this exercise and before lunch, I will request you actually to close your eyes, all of you. Please, all of you, leave your mobiles aside, leave your notebooks, everything aside. Please be with me for 5 minutes. Be with me. Please close your eyes. I don't want anybody to keep their eyes open. Relax. Rest on your chair completely. Relax your body muscles. All muscles, arms, legs, back, shoulders, relax. Now in last few slides, ma'am, close your eyes. Your eyes are open. I guess you understand why your eyes. I will have to come to your otherwise. So, in last few slides, we observed people from different countries, from different cultures, different work profiles. We find out some similarities, we find out some differences. Now, I invite you to choose a person from your own life. Anyone. That person can be somebody you love the most. That person can be somebody you hate the most. You don't like at all. Or that person can be a complete stranger or somebody from this room, or maybe me, anybody. Just choose one person. Now, when you choose this person, visualize that person as vividly as possible. Just visualize each and every character of that person. External features, maybe their habits, the way they talk to you, the way they behave, the way they treat you,
the way they do things as clearly as possible. Already visualizing that person. Now, repeat a few lines to yourself, which I will speak, just in your head. Be with that person and repeat in your head. This person has a body and a mind, just like me. This person has feelings, emotions, and thoughts, just like me. This person has experienced in their life emotional and physical suffering, just like me. This person, at some point in their life, has been sad, hurt, or disappointed, just like me. This person has felt unworthy at some point, just like me. This person worries and is frightened, scared, sometimes, just like me. This person has longed for friendship for a very, very long time, a true friendship, just like me. This person wants to be caring and kind to others, just like me. This person wants to be satisfied in his life, just like me. This person wants to be free from all pains and suffering, just like me. This person wants to be happy, just like me. This person wants to be loved, just like me. Because this person is a fellow human being, just like me. When you're ready, please say one wish or one prayer for that person. And come back to this space when you feel ready. So whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes or come back to this room. And so we'll not debrief, we'll not ask what you felt. That emotion, that feeling stays with you. Thank you. I think this is a good way to go for lunch. यहाँ से मैं एंटेना चेक चलो लंच करें फिर यस भी कनेक्ट नहीं हो तो మూడు ఎక్కింది కదా కాపీ చేయనా కట్ చేయనా
Copy it.
నూట మూడు ఛానల్ ఇక్కడ అదే ప్రొజెక్టర్ దగ్గర
హౌస్ గారు వచ్చి చూసుకుంటారు
ఆ,
మీరు వచ్చేసారు అక్కడికి
సరే
వచ్చేసారా
వచ్చేసి తీసేస్తా
మేడం మ్యూజిక్ ఓపెన్ సార్
చిన్న ఫోటో
వస్తున్నా హాయ్ ఏ సంగతి ఎక్కడ? నన్ను పట్టించుకుంటారా మీరు మ్యాచింగ్ వేసి తిరుగుతున్నారు ఇద్దరు మధ్యలో ఎట్టున్నాడు ఏంటని చూస్తున్నారు అసలు ఈయన రారా రైట్ అనుకోవడం బిఎస్సి ఒరిజినల్ డిగ్రీ కోసం కడదామన్నా బాగా వచ్చిందా రైట్ థ్యాంక్ యూ ఏంటి భోజనాలు కలపకుండా ఉన్నారండి
పోవడానికి లేదు ముందుకు పోవడానికి లాంగ్ అయిపోయింది జారిపోతున్నా రాసుకోవడానికి జారిపోతున్నా ఇది కూడా డౌన్ ఉంది సార్ వాళ్ళకి మన మీద కనీసం ఎంపతి లేదు పడలేదు వాళ్ళ ప్రయత్నం వాళ్ళు చేస్తానే ఉన్నారు అంటే మన కాలేజీలో పరిస్థితులు ఇక్కడ కూడా ఎంజాయ్ చేయొచ్చు నాకు వినడం రాసుకోవడం నేర్చుకోవడం వ్యవహరించడం లాంటి చేయాలి మీరే కాలేజ్ సార్ ఎక్కడ సార్ నేను కడప ఆర్ట్స్ కాలేజ్ సార్ సార్తో పాటు సార్ కెమిస్ట్రీ శ్రీనివాస్ స్టేట్ పాలసీ తర్వాత దానికోసం అది జరగకుండానే ఉండాలి సార్ కానీ జరిగితే అది మళ్ళీ మార్చుకోవాలంటే చాలా కెమిస్ట్రీ ఫిజిక్స్ మ్యాథ్స్ వైడ్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ లేకుండా ఒక మానవపూర్ డిస్ట్రిక్ట్ లో ఫిజిక్స్ మేజర్ గా ఉండే కాలేజ్ టోటల్ 13 కాలేజ్ కాలేజ్ లేదు ఈ సంవత్సరం ఆర్ట్స్ కాలేజ్ లాస్ట్ ఇయర్ ఆర్ట్స్ కాలేజ్ ఉన్నా సార్ సార్ ఫస్ట్ టైం వస్తున్నారు జైలులోకి మళ్ళీ ఇచ్చారు సార్ ప్రమోషన్ సార్ మళ్ళీ
ఇప్పుడు తప్పుగా కానీ వాళ్ళు బాగా
స్పీకర్ ని మార్చాలి
సురేష్ అన్న ఆయన కూర్చున్నాడు
ట్రై చేస్తాను.
Sir, okay. Dila katana వచ్చాడు మేము ఏం చేస్తామంటే సెలెక్ట్ చేస్తాం అలాగే నాకు ఇద్దరు కాదు కానీ కనీసం ఒకళ్ళైనా చూసుకుంటారు, ఒకళ్ళు చేస్తారు. ఆ సీట్లు తీయాలి. ఈసారి నేను మంగళగిరిలో కొన్నాను. కాదు మేడం, ఇది ఆన్లైన్. కాలేజీలో ఒక 5-6 అందరూ వాళ్ళు చెప్పండి. ఓకే
ఆల్రెడీ లేకపోయింది. కొంచెం చెప్పండి, అలాగే మార్పులు మళ్ళీ రిప్రజెంటేషన్ అంటే ఆయన మనకు లెక్క
What do I do? I need to shift one PPT from here to here. How to do it?
నిన్న సుప్రీం గారు కూడా ఏం చెప్పారు, బయటికి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు మళ్ళీ ఇంకోసారి ఏం చెప్పారు, మీరు రిప్రజెంటేషన్ ఇవ్వండి నేను ఫార్వర్డ్ చేస్తాను అని చెప్పండి. అదే మన దగ్గర ఉన్నప్పుడే లెటర్ ఫస్ట్ పేజ్ బాగా ఫస్ట్ పేరా బాగానే ఉంటాయి. సెకండ్ పేరా మళ్ళీ క్రెడిట్స్ మనం లాంగ్వేజ్ లో నేను కూడా ఉన్నాను. నేను రిప్రజెంట్ చేస్తానని చెప్పాను కదా. ಬೇರೆ ಸಮಯ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್
Two minutes. We will start in 2 minutes. If your neighbor is missing, please call them and tell them we are starting. Call them. If they are your friends, they have you have their numbers, call them, we are starting.
Inside class also they are.
Videsi, yes.
Yes.
ये होता है here. Okay, 1 minute and we will start. Late entry that will go for a 1 kilometer run. They have demonstrated. Okay. What did you eat for lunch? Chicken. Chicken, okay. What else? Sambar. Sambar. Pappu. Sweet. Pappu. What else? Pappu. Dal. Carrot fry. Oh, that thing we had was carrot.
Beans.
Carrot salad. Sweet. Okay. And what did you do before lunch? Kaddu halwa. What did you do before lunch?
We didn't do that.
What was the name of the skill we did before lunch? Thank God.
Self-compassion.
Self-compassion. Very good. Partiality. Last one was sleeping. Chalo, good. Self-compassion. Very
Collective well-being. Collective well-being.
Yes, I know. Thank God. So we are doing something right.
Both are very nice.
Thank you. Okay, so what did we do in that last skill, common humanity? We spoke of similarities and differences, right? We spoke of in-group and out-group. We spoke of impartiality, and we spoke of focusing on, when we focus on similarities, we realize people are just like me. And that was the practice we ended with, right?
Who am I?
We did, right?
Who am I?
Who am I? Who am I? No, just like we ended with just like me. Where you slept? Yes, we ended with just like me. When you do a practice like just like me, what you realize is you start looking for similarities. You start realizing that, okay, people act the way they do sometimes because there may be something else, some problem, some issue which makes them act like that. And when you self-reflect, sometimes you realize, oh, I acted like this because I was upset, because I was angry. And when you do a practice like just like me, you extend that understanding to how others may behave. And that helps you to nothing but do what is skill number 6, which is forgiveness and gratitude. Right. Okay, we will wait for sir to settle down. So this brings us to skill number 6, which is forgiveness and gratitude. Sir, how was lunch?
Nice, madam.
Okay. Now park the lunch outside. Back in. So when you focus on differences, you hold on to the anger if someone hurts you. But when you start focusing on similarities, you may realize that, okay, they acted in this way because of this, and maybe if I was in a similar situation, I might act like that. And that helps you to release that anger. It helps you to build an understanding towards a person. Now, I'm not saying you completely forget the hurt. I'm not saying that, but somewhere it makes you more accepting of what has happened. It helps you to understand what has happened. And that helps you to forgive, to release that anger. And why is releasing anger good? For someone else or for yourself? For ourselves. And that is nothing but this skill. This forgiveness, like I said, is the release of anger and resentment towards someone who harmed us by trying to understand why what happened, right? That's nothing but forgiveness, and these are just ways of cultivating forgiveness. It helps you understand the situation. It helps you rationalize what has happened. It also helps you to come to terms with your emotions, accept your emotions, and move on from there. So on that note, we will do one more activity. We are doing lots of reflection activities, we have noted, and we really hope it will help you. So if you go to page number 80 in your scribbles. If you go to page number 80 in your scribbles, yes, page number 80. You see there is a forgiveness activity. What you have to do is you have to choose an incident from your past, something that happened in which you felt you were hurt by someone or you were wronged by someone. Something was unfair for you. You felt that, okay, I did not receive what I should have received. You felt wrong. You have to identify a strategy you believe that you can use to forgive that person. Right? And it's okay if you doubt the effectiveness. Like I said, it may or may not work for me. I may rationalize it, but I may still continue to hold grudge against that person. Right? So think of that, reflect on the situation, and if any of these strategies can be helpful. Some strategy that you may have used, was it helpful? And after you complete that activity, write about how did you feel when you were thinking of this event? Do you think these strategies will help you? And did your perspective shift after you attempted to practice forgiveness? Right? What is perspective? Did your opinion or did your understanding of that event change after you tried to practice forgiveness? So maybe spend 7 minutes on this activity, and then we will have maybe one brief debrief before we move on to the next activity. It is not group work. Those who are talking, lunch is over, no group work.
It will give you enough group.
Yes, yes.
You will have to show your talent.
Yes. By after tomorrow, you will say, please don't give us group work. Maybe 2 more minutes.
Please, once again, explain please once.
Okay.
What we need.
So the first thing you have to do is you have to select an incident from your past. Yes. You have to select an incident from your past where you felt that you were hurt by someone. Right? You got that?
Someone's person.
Yeah, person, someone. Some person who hurt you, or you felt that something was done which was unfair to you. Of course, that something was what someone did to you. Then from there, you have to think and you have to identify a strategy that you think you can use to forgive that person. Okay?
Identify the
How you identified the person and the wrong thing that they did. Now you have to write down how you are going to forgive that person. So what strategy are you going to use to forgive that person? Got it? Clear? Then the third step is you may have doubt about whether this strategy is going to work or not. Whether you are going to be fully able to forgive this person or not. It's okay. But you have to right now identify how you're going to forgive this person. Then what you're going to do is you're going to reflect on the event. Go back to what happened. And then you assess whether the strategy you wrote down is going to be helpful or not. The strategy for forgiveness that you wrote down is going to be helpful or not. Once you finish these 3 steps, then you look at the 3 questions, right, which are in that box. After you have finished this, think of how you felt when you were thinking of this event, right? When you thought of the problem that happened. So an example could be, I fell down because someone pushed me and I hurt my knee. Now, how am I going to try and forgive this person? I could think of, maybe I will use my common humanity and I may think, perhaps this person was pushed and uski wajah se mujhe dhakka lag gaya and I fell down. Maybe the person did not push me on purpose, right?
So these are the strategies. Yes. So usually we try to understand the cause and the condition. Yes. By putting ourselves into their shoes. And then focus on common humanity. If they can make such mistake, we can also make such mistake. We can make mistake. They can also make
mistakes.
And then cultivate gratitude. What would you have done to yourself?
Yeah.
If you made that mistake? Because of you, that person fell down. What would you like to be doing with you? Like, that person, how should he behave with you? So, try to understand these.
Yeah.
What will you do?
What will you do?
And what did you feel about it? That's it. 3 things.
Depends on the it depends on situation.
Yeah, of course. That's why we say no judgment. We are not asking you to forgive that person.
Yeah.
Just think.
Think about it. See, that's why I said, no, it's okay. You may feel doubt. Like maybe I am saying that maybe that person was pushed and they pushed me and I may not forgive them. It's okay. But I can always think maybe that is a possibility, right? I don't know. So when you are reliving this incident,
That's okay, madam. That's forgiveness only right.
sorry, I can't hear you.
No problems were there to forgive.
No, I agree with that. So that think, no, that's why we are asking you to use these strategies to think. And it's okay if you think there is a big problem, you may not be able to forgive. That's fine. But there's nothing that's not stopping you from thinking of these things. Right?
And madam, forgiveness does not mean that we go and talk to them and we start behaving normally.
Like nothing happened.
Like nothing happened. No. There you will have to reach and it will take time. First, we have to start. We are not asking you to forgive that person. We are asking you to start with the first step. So that this baggage you are carrying in your head and shoulder, again that person is relieved. I understand that we are all adults. We cannot forgive a criminal just like that. Somebody who has murdered somebody. It is not about that. It is about how do we try to release our anger so that we get relief. Forgiveness means releasing that anger. People always confuse forgiveness with feeling that nothing happened and we are friends again. You don't need to be friends. You don't need to go close to that person. You can set boundaries, learning from our mistakes. Maybe you over trusted somebody and they broke your trust. You have to learn from that experience. But you are not required to carry that baggage forever because it will create trust issues in you. You will not be able to trust anybody in life. So it's just that you have to understand the causes and conditions, the circumstances rationally. Yes, absolutely, ma'am. And then common humanity by feeling that whether in this situation I could also do something similar if I get triggered, right? And when we are doing this, thinking about common humanity, we have to really do this. It's not that, no, I am a principled person, I cannot do that. No, no, no. Just try to imagine yourself in that situation, putting yourself into his or her shoes. And then, of course, cultivate gratitude, not towards only that person, in general. That we focus on similarities, right? I focus on showing gratitude in general so that I can release this anger. So focusing on positive people, then on that person who hurt you. I hope the point is clear. Yeah.
Spend maybe another 2-3 minutes finishing this activity. We'll do one debrief and then we will move on. One more minute. Okay, 30 seconds, and then anyone who wants to volunteer to share what they are doing. Anyone who wants to volunteer? We wait 10 seconds and then. So we share.
ఫర్గివ్నెస్ యాక్టివిటీలో మనకి ఇచ్చినటువంటి 3 హెడ్డింగ్లో కూడా ఆలోచించేస్తే మానవ జీవితంలో ఇది సహజంగా జరుగుతూ ఉండేది. ఇది మన పట్ల ఎవరు అమర్యాదగా ప్రవర్తించడం, చిన్ని విషయాల్లో సారీ చెప్పేస్తాం. ఫర్గివ్నెస్ ఇస్ ఈక్వల్ టు జస్ట్ స్మాల్ వర్డ్స్ సారీ. దాన్ని మించినటువంటిది మరొకటి లేదండి. అందరూ ఆ పని చేయలేరు. ఏదో విషయం చిన్ని సంగతులకు మనం సారీ చెప్పేస్తాం. పొరపాటున బస్సు ఎక్కుతాం, లేకపోతే ట్రైన్ ఎక్కుతాం, కాల్ తగ్గుతుంది సారీ అని, లేకపోతే ఏదైనా చిన్న విషయాలకు సారీ చెప్పేస్తాం. ఇది అందరూ చేయలేరు అన్నటువంటి పని. అదేవిధంగా మానవ జీవితంలో మనకు అందరూ ఎదురయ్యేటువంటి వ్యక్తుల్లో చాలా మంది మనల్ని హత్య చేస్తారు, మాటల ద్వారా మనల్ని బాధిస్తారు. కొంతమంది కడప వాళ్ళు ఉంటే మన్నించాలన్న కడప బొమ్మల కంటే పవర్ఫుల్ అయిన మాటలతో గుండె పోతకు గురి చేస్తారు. దొరుకుతాయి, అందరూ క్షమించలేరండి. ఒక చిన్ని వర్డ్ సారీ అంటే అది ఎంత గొప్పగా ఉంటుందండి, చాలా గొప్పగా ఉంటుంది. గ్లాడ్స్టన్ అనేటువంటి దంపతుల్ని ఒరిస్సాలో ఒకరు కాదు చంపేశారు. అది హస్బెండ్ నేను కొడుకుని ఏదో పేరు ఉంది నాన్న, స్టైన్స్. థ్యాంక్ యూ శ్రీనివాసరావు. గ్రహం స్టైన్స్ చంపేశారు, తగలబెట్టేశారు. వైఫ్ రంపపోత కన్నీళ్ళ ధార ఏముందో చూడండి అసలు. ధారాసింగ్. థ్యాంక్ యూ. ఆవిడ ఒకే మాట ఉంది, వాడు చాలా శిక్షార్హుడు, చిన్నది ఓచుకోతే ఉరేయాలి వాడిని, లేకపోతే కట్ చేసేయాలి పీసెస్ గా, కైమా చేయాలి. కాంతారా ఉంది, వదిలేసేయాలి. దిస్ ఈజ్ ఫర్గివ్నెస్.
అశ్వత్థామను ద్రౌపది
అందరూ చేయాలి.
అశ్వత్థామను ద్రౌపది విడిచిపెట్టారు.
ఓన్లీ వాళ్ళు ఏదో విడిచిపెట్టారు, విషయం పెద్ద చేయకపోయిందంటే లేనిపోయిందంటే సారీ చెప్పకపోతేనా, సారీ చెప్పకపోయినా నేను క్షమిస్తాను. సారీ చెప్పకపోయినా రైట్ మేడం అన్నారు అందరూ. ఈవేళ ఇబ్బంది ఏంటంటే సొసైటీలో తమ్ముడు విజయానంద రోజు క్షమిస్తాను. నేను ఆయనకి ఇప్పుడు కొత్త రోజు అంటాడు, పొడుస్తాడు, ఆయన పక్కన కూర్చోలేదు, నడవలేదు. అక్కడ నా ఎత్తులో నేను పెట్టుకుని ఇంకో పెట్టెక్కి నిలబడతాడు ఆయన, నన్ను తక్కువ చేయటారు. అనుక్షణం క్షమిస్తానే ఉంటా, చేయకపోతే మనం ఉండలేము. గొప్ప సంగతి ఏంటంటే అది నేనేమంటానంటే చిన్న సంగతే కానీ చాలా పెద్ద విషయం అది, అందరూ చేయలేదండి. ఆ క్షమించమని అడగడం అందరూ చేయలేదు. ఒక చిన్న సారీ చెబితే భర్త చేతిలో భార్య తన్నుంది ఉంది, అడుగు కుటుంబాలు చిన్న మాట అనొచ్చు కదా, సారీ అనొచ్చు కదా. ఓకే సారీ చెప్పు, నేను చెప్పను. అదే అదే అవి అవి తొలగిపోవాలి. కాబట్టి నా ఉద్దేశంలో తమ్ముడు నా ఉద్దేశం ఏంటంటే క్షమించమని అడగడం అందరూ చేయలేనటువంటి పని. ఆ ఒక క్షమాపణ ఒకరు అడిగేటట్టయితే ఎవరు అడుగుతారంటే ప్రేమికులు, లవింగ్ హార్ట్.
Based on whatever he said.
Those who are having a broad looking mind only.
Yes. So based on what he said, so I will. So he came very late. In morning also. Also. Of course, I was a little angry because as a teacher, it is my responsibility for him to go through everything so that they understand everything and then they transfer this learning to their students. This is the objective of this workshop. Now, when I told him, asked him, why are you late? Madam, sorry, I forget. Now I will give him certificate. Otherwise, I was thinking not to give certificate. So he said sorry, and I forgave, but not because of his sorry only. Also, because I tried to put myself into his shoes. But if I was a student and I was stuck somewhere, maybe in washroom, let's say, I could also get late. So first, I have to understand why he did something. Without understanding the cause, why my husband talked to me like this. why my kid did not finish his homework, why my student did not get good marks. Understand the underlying causes and situation. And then I think it will be easy for us to give that forgiveness. Yeah.
Force forgiveness.
Yeah. So all of you who came late today, I forgive. Tomorrow I will not forgive. Because I have to learn. I have to learn my mistake. Correct. And you also. So excuses, right?
Remember that story boy with the sheep? The boy who cried wolf, right? You remember that? That's again a form. First time people forgave him. Second time they forgave him. Okay, he's a child, he's mischievous. Third time they said, he is mischievous, झूठ बोल रहा है, and the wolf really came. Because they did that. Don't control, there is again the limit to forgiveness, right? You can forgive once, maybe twice. After that, you will be careful.
That is called critical thinking.
Yes, that is where critical thinking comes in. Done this? Yeah. So if you read the last one, cultivate gratitude. Gratitude is nothing but once you're able to forgive, let go of that anger, you're also able to see what others have done for you, what they have done for you, and you recognize that contribution, and you're able to feel more comfortable. You're able to release anger again. So it's an emotion, right? That feeling of relief, the recognition that yes, other people also contribute, and that makes my life valuable. And it is also a trait where you are able to show gratitude to people. You are able to recognize that value in people. You're able to see what other people are doing for you. So that is what gratitude is. We'll move on to the next practice, which Richa will take over.
So gratitude, you understand, we all understand, है ना? माफ करना और फिर gratitude, thankful. So how it is developed? There are ways, you are using your ways. We have been doing it from our childhood days. But also the main strategy is to focus on what people have done good to us. So sometimes what happens in a relationship, at workplace, in family, or anywhere in our life, people or we do 100 things for somebody. We make one mistake or we say no to one thing, everything good is gone, ignored. Right? Am I right? So for it applies to me also. If I did good in 2 days of this workshop, last day my behavior is changing because of maybe some personal issue. I received a call from my family and something happened and it disturbed me and I couldn't do 100% in my third day, I might be mistaken. We are so fast in misunderstanding because understanding requires thinking. Thinking of the underlying causes. What might have happened? What made me do that? What made me behave like that? And judgment requires no thinking. Somebody is standing or somebody is, or somebody is what? Somebody is shouting in one corner. We will not try to know. Oh, he always shouts. He does not know how to behave. You never know what has happened to him. What triggered that person, right? Somebody is a teacher who is always angry with students in the classroom. Do we ever try to know what made him angry, what makes him angry every day? Maybe there's some trauma at home we face every day. So just simple examples. So we have to engage with thinking, not with judgment. And I think it will help us, and science also says that, it will help us to have gratitude so that we shift focus away from what bad has done to us to what good has been done to us. Simple strategy, and all of this is for ourselves. To release anger, to live in peace, to be in peace, to not self-doubt, and to trust people, even though many have, broken our trust. So let's do this, how we can develop this habit. So this Nikon practice, this is a practice which originated in Japan. It is a contemplative practice, which also means introspection, Nikon, introspection. looking inside. So, of course, we all love our parents. We know what they have done for us. But I don't think we fully understand and fully count what they have done to us. We know, I mean, of course, parents live their whole life for their children. So now time is to do this exercise for 5 minutes. So choose one person in your life. It can be your parent. It can be any other caregiver in your family, because not everybody is blessed to spend their life with parents. So anybody who took care of you in early days of your life. Okay, it can be anybody, and you can also select the time period, because you might not be remembering very early childhood. So maybe a time period where you were in 10th class giving board exams, who all take care of you during that time period, or during something, during maybe from 5 to 8, 8 to 10. So that it becomes easy for you, know, otherwise it will be like overwhelming. So you select one person, all of you selected, select one person from your life, and then select the time period you want to focus on, just to make it more practical. And then what you have to do, ask these 3 questions, okay, about that person in your life, keeping that person in your mind. What have you received from that person? What you have given to this person? And what trouble have you caused to that person? And 4th, I will add right now, just came to my mind. Did that person also cause those troubles back to you? So these are the 3 questions you can just reflect and write down, and be honest, because you don't need to share like in general with somebody. Feel free. And I'll also add one thing. So this practice, why we call something a practice? Because that requires time to inculcate those habits, those learnings in your life. So this practice in Japan usually is done in special, what do you call, institutes or special, centers, where they always start with somebody who is very close. Then slowly, after week after week after week, the trained professionals, they help people practice gratitude towards strangers, and then finally toward people who have harmed us. Because harmed us, that will be the last stage. It's very difficult. I said it will be very difficult to forgive people who have harmed us. But let's start with people who have done good to us. We get hurt by them also sometimes. So let's start from there. And usually, as I say, 21 days is the minimum time required to build this habit in our nature. So yeah, 5 minutes only.
ఈ మధ్య వాళ్ళ ఆవిడ గురించి
You have to use examples in your classroom. You can bring 2 students in front and make a skit. Try to demonstrate through that skit.
చాలా ఇష్టపడే వాళ్ళు మొదలు చాలా మంది
Okay, is it done? Have you completed this exercise? I'm coming in the back. You have to understand, I'm coming from a very academic background. I have been always a teacher. You cannot expect me that I will ignore you also. Yes, madam. We will start with you. Yes. తెలుగులో చెప్పండి పర్లేదు ట్రాన్స్లేట్ చేస్తారా ఇంగ్లీష్ యూ అండర్స్టాండ్ ఇంగ్లీష్ నో ప్రాబ్లం ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ యూ విల్ టెల్ మీ వాట్ పర్సన్ no one person. See, that's how you have to pay attention to instructions. Don't take it lightly. Yeah. What will you do in your classroom if you are not paying attention to yourself? One person.
father.
You are thinking now. You have not done when I give the time.
అప్పుడు చేసింది ఒక వ్యక్తిని ఇప్పుడు చేస్తుంది
What did she say?
ఫస్ట్ పర్సన్ అయితే మా హస్బెండ్.
Okay. Oh my God. Mother, father, and now husband. Okay. Chal. Anyway.
మీరు ఏం రిసీవ్ చేసుకున్నారు? చాలా ఎన్ని చెప్పాలి? ఒకటి కాదు.
So many. Am I giving time to think about those so many things?
When నాకు 2020లో సర్జరీ అయింది, మేజర్ సర్జరీ.
Okay.
గ్యాస్ట్రోఇంటెస్టైనల్ స్టోమక్ ట్యూమర్. అసలు అది మంచి కోవిడ్ పీరియడ్. ఆ కోవిడ్ పీరియడ్ లో అసలు ఎవరు మా చుట్టుపక్కల ఉన్న వాళ్ళందరూ కూడా గేట్లు తాళాలు వేసుకునేవారు. అలాంటి సమయంలో ఆయన అలాంటివన్నీ ఫస్ట్ చెప్పి వైజాగ్ నుంచి మెడిసిన్స్ తెచ్చి మా కింద సెల్లార్ లో పెట్టుకుని ఉండేవారు. మా గేట్లు అలా తెచ్చి అందరికి మెడిసిన్స్ ఇచ్చేవారు. అసలు ఆయన వర్కర్స్ కి అందరు ఎవరైనా వచ్చి మెడిసిన్ పట్టుకెళ్ళేవారు అనమాట. అలాంటి టైంలో నాకు సడన్ గా అది బయటపడింది. ఈ రోజు బయటపడింది. మన్నాడు వెళ్ళి టెస్ట్ స్కానింగ్ తీసుకుంటే అది ట్యూమర్ అని తెలిసింది. అది నెక్స్ట్ డే సర్జరీ. ఆ టైంలో ఒక ఫ్యామిలీ మెంబర్ని కూడా పిలవలేనా, ఆయన ఒక్కరే.
Now, what have you done for him?
ఆయన అంటారు కదా, అప్పటి వరకు 20 సంవత్సరాలు నేను చేసిన దానికి
She everything for her. Okay.
No, no, no.
Now, what I mean,
He said that what done she in since 20 years, he did one in wonder.
and what okay. And what a trouble you gave to him. Not on during that period. In general. In general. 24/7 ఆయన హెల్త్ చూసుకోకుండా అందరికి ఆ మంచితనం నాకు తెలుసు ఎన్నర్గా నాకు తెలుసు ఇక్కడ నుంచి మాత్రం మీ హెల్త్ చూసుకోవాలి కదా అని చెప్తాను అప్పుడు అంతే నేను ఇచ్చినట్టు ఆయనకి జాబ్ చేయడం ఇష్టం ఉండదు
He didn't like to do job, but she doing the job.
So there might be fights. No fighting. No fighting after 2022. నేను ఇక్కడికి వచ్చేటప్పుడు తనే ట్రైన్ టికెట్ తీస్తారు తనే ఊబర్ కూడా బుక్ చేస్తారు అన్ని ఆ ఊబర్ చేశాను బస్ చూసుకో అని చెప్తారు అని ఆయన అసలు exactly. But see, I mean, see. So usually we
పరిశీలన అంటే మనల్ని మనం తొలుగు చూసుకోవాలి. ఉదాహరణ ఫీవర్ వస్తే మనం ఏం చేస్తామంటే ఒక మాత్ర తీసుకుంటాం డాక్టర్ దగ్గర. తమ్ముడు ఇక్కడ డాక్టర్ దగ్గర మెడిసిన్ తీసుకొని మనం మెడిసిన్ వేసుకుంటాం. మెడిసిన్ వేసుకున్నప్పుడు ఏమవుతుందంటే మరుసటి రోజు నెక్స్ట్ డే డాక్టర్ అడుగుతాడు ఇప్పుడు ఎలా ఉంది అని. అంటే అప్పుడు మనం చెప్తాం సార్ నిన్నటి కన్నా ఈ రోజు ఆయాసం తగ్గింది, నిన్నటి కన్నా ఈ రోజు ఆకలి అవుతా ఉంది, నిన్నటి కన్నా ఈ రోజు కొంచెం ఒళ్ళు బాగుంది అని మనం చెప్తాం. అంటే మనల్ని మనం పరిశీలించుకుంటున్నాం ఇక్కడ. కానీ ఇక్కడ ఎదుటి వ్యక్తిని పరిశీలించాలంటే చాలా కష్టం. ఎందుకంటే చెడ్డోడు మంచోడి కన్నా ఇంకా మంచోడిగా నటించి మనం అర్థం చేస్తాడు. అంటే ఇక్కడ విషయం ఏమంటే సార్ మీరే చెప్పారు మీ గురించి ఏదో చెప్తా ఉంటున్నా చెప్పు.
I want to share my
తయారు చేసుకోండి.
this is the period of 1993 to 2003, 1 decade. Before his intervention in my life, I am hero. After his intervention, I am hero. Why means he is my guide, caretaker, and he came in my life to settle me, not for him. He lost everything to give me, and he lost his happiness, he lost his time, he lost his personal life also. Everything he lost to give me only, and everything he gave me, but nothing he took from me. That is why I kept him in my heart. When I was child, he gave me a lot. When I was grown up, I am ready to give him, but he is no more. Thank you.
when you were a child, what troubles you gave him? Did you?
Usually he is going every temples, pilgrimage, he is going everywhere. When I came in his life, he never goes to his actual places. He stay for me only. He cooks for me. He didn't get married. So usually before I came to him, his life, he is going to Tirupati or any other pilgrim places. He is living in his way. But when I entered in his life, he leave all his habits.
Yeah, for him. So, thank you, ma'am. That was such an emotional moment for you, but thank you. So, okay, so what did we, I mean, we did not learn, we are already learned people here. But you see, so ma'am shared her story where her husband took care of her every minute of the day uh, during this, very serious event of her life. Sir's grandfather, he left everything for him. So usually in today's world, of course, it's normal to fight with each other over small issues, but sometimes we carry on those fights for a very, very long time over very small, petty issues, right? And we forget what our loved ones have done for us. And we are adults, I know, but it is very important to help our young people understand that. They're fighting with their parents, they're fighting with their loved ones for very small, petty issues, and they are prone to forget everything their parents and their family members have done to them. Right? So I think if we try to inculcate, see, I will tell you one very important thing. You don't have to teach all these competencies through this course. Even in your language course, you can add some of these things by putting examples through your subject. The idea here is not only to do this course and help students do this course. The idea here is also to mainstream, to integrate these things through your subject areas, through your language subjects. So by reminding them often, by simple asking questions. Oh, what did you get in lunch today? Who prepared it? Who all helped to get this food ready for you? Mama cooked it. Who brought the vegetable? Simple questions, right? You don't have to explain only through giving definition of forgiveness. Checking in with them. How are you feeling today? What did you do in the morning? What first thing you did in the morning? Simple. And then they will start opening up with you. But if I don't create that relationship with you and only teach, will you be comfortable with me? Will I be able to see these smiles? Will ma'am be comfortable sharing that story with me? No. So we have to create that space with our students so that they open up. And you go to the root of why they are not able to focus on studies. What is troubling them? Sometimes they just so much into their heads without any solid reason. Overthinking, hurting on pity issues. Once they open up with you, I'm not saying that you have to become counselors. I'm not saying that. But little things, little things through your subjects and reminding them whenever and, wherever possible, and they will understand. Because you also know how much your kids listen to you. Kids don't listen to their parents these days. I have 2 kids. So for them, teachers are everything. Oh my God. If I say 2 plus 2 is equal to 4, I might be wrong. Believe me. Only if their teachers say 2 plus 2 is equal to 4, they will believe it. So we as teachers have huge responsibility and we have to understand. I know we feel burnout, but why will we do everything? But not for a particular child, but just through reflections, through your behavior. And that is why we are trying to mainstream such competencies, such little things in all subjects, so that you don't have to go to any other subject to teach all these things. Okay, am I clear? Yes. Yeah, so next is also mine. Okay, so here we reach, and do you get it? So every skill seems very easy to understand now because we have laid the foundation. When the foundation is solid, sir, we reach the height easily because the foundation is solid. Even if there is an earthquake, we will not fall down. It will not easily fall down. It is solid. No. You are pulling it to the side. So empathy concern. It's just empathy. Just a fancy word. But otherwise, it is empathy only. Empathy, you all know, we discussed it in the very beginning. Empathy, putting yourself into others' shoes. Now I also want to share that how did it origin? Where is empathy coming from? What is the theory behind it? So this empathy comes from emotion contagion. You know the contagious disease, communicable disease, which can be transferred from one person to another by virus, cough, you cough, and then we catch the virus. Transferred from one person to another. Those disease are called contagious disease. Skin disease,
Like cold,
COVID, right? By breathing air, no.
cold.
Yes, cold, so many things. Yes. So emotion is also contagious. And that is where the empathy origins. Emotion contagion. If I start, for example, I am teacher, I come after lunch and I am yawning. Something like that. Of it, you will, that emotion will be transferred to you. You will also start feeling sleepy. Believe me. If I yawn again and again, you will also start feeling sleepy. I'm transferring this energy to you. Yes? Am I right?
Yes, yes.
So, right? That is how emotions are transferred. Yes, ma'am, please speak. Huh. You are seeing somebody running. 10 people are running outside at a very fast pace. You might start to run. Oh, there's something wrong. Maybe there's this bomb. You also start running. This is contagious. Automatic. And this, again, evolutionary perspective. Because back then, our ancestors, in early human beings, they used to perceive the threat by such activities. So, for example, there's a lion. Few people saw it. They start running. Now I don't have the courage to first find out and go what is happening, and then I will run. I will be caught and eaten by the lion. So that was a coping mechanism, a practice to avoid the threat. So that is this. This is our core. This transfer to emotion, and emotion are also contagious. So empathy is nothing but emotion contagion by understanding what the other person is feeling. Sometimes it comes naturally, sometimes it does not come naturally, which is okay. But how to develop it if it does not come naturally? It is there, deep, rooted, but we forget it because we are so developing, every day we are developing and developing scientifically and technologically. Emotionally, we are how much our brain will absorb, right? We can focus on so many things together. That is why there's this need, of going back to emotions. So if it does not come naturally to some people are naturally very calm. They're always stable, resilient zone, always in resilient zone. But some people are not. They are not blessed. Somebody are blessed with something, somebody are not blessed with something. They have other skills. We don't have it. We have to acquire, we'll have to learn, and we have to transfer them to our people, our kids. So empathy also contagious, and that comes when we understand other. How if you are feeling sad, I sit with you, I start feeling sad. You understand? If there's some seriousness in the room, I also get serious because that's contagious energy, emotion. So that is the concept of empathy. And what does empathy look like? I'll give you an example. This I have made for you. So during the lecture, a faculty member leads a discussion about taking an extra class early every morning to cover the pending syllabus for the upcoming exams. So the syllabus is pending, exams are near. So what you're planning now, a teacher is discussing with the students. We should start organizing extra class. every morning. Okay, this is the topic of discussion. The majority of the students are not in favor of this because of their personal family issues. Some of them might be coming from very far. Some of them might be coming from very humble, poor families where they might go to, distribute newspapers in the morning. They have allocated time for that because they have to earn for their tuition fee, class fee. So different type of problems with different type of students. So the faculty member actively listens to every student's concerns and reflects on what he or she is hearing. So teacher is not playing authoritatively here. He is listening to students' concern actively, not passively. Actively, you understand? I will not explain the difference. He's actively listening every student's concern. It is possible only when he will try to put himself in their situation. Somebody who comes from humble background will understand people concerns who also come from poor families. Somebody who comes from privileged background, rich background, might not understand. So that person has to build empathy. Just because he did not experience any pain, any financial complication, does not mean that these problems don't exist. They exist. People from different groups are facing those problems. So just because, I have not experienced headache does not mean that headache does not happen. People are having headaches. Simple. So this is what empathy looks like. First, don't just order. No, I have decided. Every morning you have to come for extra class. This is completely opposite of empathy. Now next, we will continue this story later in the upcoming skills. Affective and cognitive empathy. I think we discussed about cognitive, thinking about how others are thinking, and affective, feeling about how others are feeling. Now, what is empathic distress? Abhi, ठीक है, empathy you're feeling for your students, you're feeling for your friends. What if you start feeling empathy for every person in the world? People who are going through this war in Gaza, Ukraine. Empathy is good. What if we start thinking about them day and night? In dreams also they're coming to us. Those pictures we are seeing on social media. Is it good for your health? Will you be able to help those people by thinking all the time about it? No. You will also need empathy very soon. So before we go to distress, we have to set boundaries, make a balance so that we are capable of helping those people. खुद दूसरों को डिप्रेशन से बचाते बचाते खुद डिप्रेशन में नहीं जाना ना. There are so many psychiatrists and psychologists who are going in this distress. They deal with 100 patients every day, and people who are not able to maintain a boundary or set a boundary in their emotions, they start experiencing their pain of their patients, and they are not able to help those patients after that because they need a doctor now. You see, that is called empathic distress. So when you turn by the suffering of other person, then you are unable to take action. You know why we say that a doctor, a surgeon, well-trained surgeon, cannot operate on their own family members? Because our thinking brain shuts, and surgery requires thinking. Emotional brain will not allow you to do this surgery. Here we are emotionally overwhelmed because we have our emotions connected with those people, and it is not biasness, it is natural. It is very natural. Yeah, some people confuse it with bias. Oh, when you are very good with your parents and your kids, if the other person make the same mistake, you are not good. It is very natural. The only thing is that we deal that situation also with thinking and with right attitude. But we cannot just be emotionally attached with everybody. Next. So yes, now we will find out the difference between empathy and empathic distress. Empathy, I gave you the example. Teacher is talking to students. For extra class, students saying no, majority of the students saying no because they can't come so early. That is, so teacher is listening to them actively. That is empathy. Now, when can it convert into empathic distress? As the discussion progresses, the faculty member becomes overwhelmed by the distress of the students. By identifying with everyone's concern, the faculty member starts to feel stuck and anxious, and as a result of this anxiety, is unable to make a decision. So for me, if I'm listening to 10 students, hearing their problems, and I'm like, I start crying sometimes, oh my God, he's that poor. He's not even have 5 rupees to take an auto to come early. Oh, he's selling newspapers in the morning. I was not aware. How he gets time to study, right? Oh, he has no mother. He has to cook for the entire family in the morning. This girl, poor girl, right? So I'm hearing their stories, which is fine, but I'm getting distressed because of their challenges of life. And now, as a teacher, I forget my duty. I am only an emotional human being, emotionally overwhelmed human being who is anxious now because of his or her awareness of the world challenges. And then he's stuck. He's not able to decide anything because his thinking brain shuts. You understand my point? Yeah. So that is called empathic distress. Too much of empathy, where you are unable to help anybody and you need help actually. Next. So that continue will continue in the next skill I told you. So now management of empathic distress. We can manage. Sometimes it is natural. I mean, that is why it is very important to think critically and to go through every information we receive on WhatsApp, in messages form, in video form. Biggest problem with old age people, my parents, my in-laws, I live with my in-laws, and they're so emotional. They will watch the video, they will come running to me, my mama, my mother-in-law, and she'll, Richa, see, my God, how could they do this to this little child? And I will say, Mama, don't believe everything you see on video. Right? That is called critical thinking. So here also, when you see those pictures, you have to find out the ways to dissociate yourself from those pictures because you cannot help them. You cannot provide homes to thousands of people. What you can do out of your capacity, that you do. But if you just start thinking about everybody, there's so many poor men on the streets. What will you do? So, emotional regulation. So you will have to regulate yourself, regulate your emotions. Again, as I told you, resourcing. Why did I mention resourcing? Why not grounding? Anybody? Why not grounding? Why resourcing? Please. What do you want to feel when you are low? What do you want to feel when you are low? Come on. When you're feeling low, you need excitement, calm down, energy. No, calm down. You're very much calm down. You have to raise your energy. So you have to think about something which distracts you from that sadness, from low down, and think about something which gives you joy. Here, don't practice grounding. See, you have to be very critical about the tools also. Some fighting is happening, there you need to practice grounding. Resorting is possible there also, but grounding will be more helpful. But here it is not vice versa. Here, don't do grounding. You will meditate and then it will not raise your mood, elevate your mood. So resourcing, breathing. Of course, breathing we all know, right? Simple breathing, Kapalbhati, Alom Vilom, Pranayam, to just meditate and to go inside. And then preferred regulation, which was self-care, whatever give you, help you distract. For example, for little kids, reverse counting, I do with my younger one. Reverse counting, or he's very, oh my God, angry person, angry bird. So we have to engage him with something, changing the topic to distract, something like that. You can watch a movie, you can watch song, If you have a fight with your husband, of course, you will not like to go on a walk with him. It will increase the fight. It might. So avoid each other for some time. Right? So something like that. Yeah. So choose any activity which helps you regulate, and then we reach to compassion. Compassion to others. So we started empathic concern, right? Which was the feelings that you want to help someone. You understand their pain and you want to help someone. That is where compassion starts. Anyone remembers what is the definition of compassion? We did it yesterday. Anyone remembers? Can someone tell me what is compassion? Kindness.
Compassion is nothing but kindness
Kindness
towards
towards
others.
others.
Who are bad state of our health.
Yes. So basically, no, it's not yes. Compassion is kindness. Kindness is a form of compassion. Basically, go to the next slide. Process of
Also in actions also.
yes, it's an action. Exactly. Compassion is an action. What you feel inside is empathic concern. You recognize the suffering. So this is compassion process of recognizing the suffering and then moving on to take some action to reduce that suffering. So you see how it is building from empathic concern. You distinguish between empathic distress and empathic concern. And then you move on to take some action to reduce that suffering. It can be towards yourself, like we learned in self-compassion this morning, or it can be towards others, right? So now let's continue with that example that we spoke of. So the faculty member was distressed, right? Of not being able to help the students. So now here what the person does. He manages to relax and recover. So what did he do here? They practice some. What did they practice here? Some self-compassion. They recognize that students' problems are causing distress to them. And if I have to help, I cannot be in a distressed situation. So I'm going to first help myself. I will recover. It will give me some space to think what I can do for my students, right? So this is what the person did. So in the next meeting, the faculty member decides to set up a committee, which includes the college principal, the student representatives, parents, school counselor, etc. They set up a committee and they work together to develop a plan for taking classes during regular school hours. How they are going to adjust the timetable in the regular school hours so the students don't have to come early morning and the students' challenges are addressed. This is an act of compassion, right? They try to alleviate the suffering of the students. So now, yes, I would like to add a few more things. So he had two choices, right? First, he got overwhelmed. He was in distress. And then the strategies, regulation strategies, he tried those regulation strategies. It could be resourcing, it could be breathing for next few days regular to understand the situation fully. And then he decided not to take any decision all alone because he was not in that situation. He invited other people to help him to take the best decision possible, which will be helpful to all students. So they find out the ways, they invited class representative students who could give them the on-ground reality, and then other faculty members who might know more than him because of their experience in age, experience in teaching, managing classrooms, principal who had the decision making power. So he invited everybody in discussion, and finally, through some minor adjustments here and there, maybe cutting down on lunch hour, lunch time, or something, they were able to adjust that extra class during the normal school hours. So it helped everybody, and also it helped him to take a responsible decision and also to remove himself or herself from that distress situation. Yeah. So what you notice here are actually
three components of compassion. First is recognizing that there is a suffering. So in this case, the person recognized that there is a suffering in himself as well as the students because of which they cannot come to school early, right? He recognized. Then he experienced empathic concern. What did he do in that? He experienced it for himself also. If I am in a difficult situation, I cannot come up with a good solution, as well as for the learners. They have a problem, that's why they cannot come early. I don't want them to miss the classes. So I'm going to find a solution that works for everyone. Then what did he do? Had a sense of agency, the will to act. He could have chosen not my problem. They missed the class, attendance is gone. Again, it's a problem for the student. If you don't meet attendance, you may not be allowed to sit for exam. So he took that decision. He had that will to act and alleviate everyone's suffering, his as well as the students. So there are three components. An act of compassion is complete when all those three are done, right? And then again with compassion, there are three kinds of compassion. Three kinds of compassion. One is wishing compassion, right? Where you may say, oh, I feel sad, but you don't take responsibility for that action. So simple example, if there is an earthquake somewhere, you may say something like, I just hope their suffering ends. That is wishing compassion. You are not taking the responsibility to act to alleviate that suffering, to reduce that suffering of the people. Similarly, in this, the teacher could have said, okay, I hope they can make it to class. Right? That's wishing compassion. The next level is aspiring compassion. Means you try to take some responsibility. So in case of an earthquake, you may say, maybe I can donate some money to help someone. Right? In this case, he could have said, maybe I can find a way to figure out how to fit the classes, but I can't guarantee this will happen. So that's aspiring compassion. You try to do something, but you may not necessarily do it. Or you may do something bare minimum.
Maybe for some students.
For some students.
Save the money for taking
Not for
all.
Yeah, not for everyone. The third one is engaged compassion, where you actively take responsibility to alleviate someone's suffering. So in case of an earthquake, you can say, maybe I'll find out if I can go and volunteer. If that place is maybe a few hundred kilometers from where I am, maybe I can go and volunteer and help them. That is engaged compassion. And what the teacher demonstrated in this was engaged compassion. He took it on himself to form the committee, get everyone together, and find a solution and implement that solution. So remember with compassion, three steps, three components of compassion. First is recognizing there is a suffering, then having that empathic concern to reduce that suffering, and then acting with agency to actually end the suffering. So your compassion can then be on three levels. It can be wishing, it can be aspiring, and it can be engaged. Yes.
And also, never feel guilty that you are not able to demonstrate or exhibit engaged compassion because it varies from situation to situation. Always be critical how much capacity you have to show compassion, to take action, right? You cannot again donate 50 rupees when you yourself have only 10 rupees. Just because you want to help them only within your capacity so that you are able to help again and others also. Don't lose your full capacity in one help.
Sometimes an act of compassion is also not doing anything.
Yes, yes. So for example, I'm helping, let's say, Sonal for everything. I'm not letting her use her own potential. You know, this is what we are doing with youth, our kids. Spoon fed, right? Why are we doing this spoon feeding? We are not letting them use their brains. They are getting everything prepared, notes, all this stuff. They have, I think, forgotten making notes. There was a time when we had to make notes for everything.
In Telugu,
Yeah.
one idiom is there, madam.
Yeah, yes, sir. Please.
ప్రార్థించే పదవుల కన్నా సాయం చేసే చేతుల మిన్న.
So,
Hands are better than praying.
absolutely. Absolutely. Helping hands are better than praying lips.
Say, teach a man to fish. You teach them how to be self-sustaining for the rest of their life.
Yes.
Give them a fish, you make them dependent.
Yeah. So just like very good advertisements we see on TV also. So instead of giving money to beggars, give them employment. Find out the ways where you can give them work. And after that, they don't like to work. That's their problem. That means they like to stay as beggars. You cannot help them in that. So it's like, helping within your capacity. Don't feel guilty if you are able to only wish for compassion for people who are sitting very far from you. Something you can donate, good. This is aspiring compassion. And then engage compassion where yes, I can deal with this. It will take some time, energy, but I can deal with this. This comes with a lot of sense of agency and also the capacity and the bandwidth to help people. So this is compassion for you all.
Compassion plays a big
Yeah.
role in deciding which of the three you're going to pick. Remember, you first help yourself before you help others. So that is how these skills work. We learned about self-compassion, then we went to others. First, we learned about ourselves, right?
Okay. Sir and madam. So today we will have to leave at 4 because
So we should show the compassion towards the real person only. Those who are badly need of, those who are genuine.
Bilkul, sir, completely. Not everybody requires compassion, sir. Not all beggars are beggars.
But to some are like body like that.
Yes, absolutely. So now, sir, you people are going to be engaged in this activity actually. So here I'm just briefing you, and then we will do this. So here this is the Master Trainer Champions activity, which we were supposed to be doing tomorrow. But what I want to do tomorrow, I don't know how much time we will have to prepare for this. So we prepare today, and tomorrow we demonstrate. This is the idea. And you have been dying to work in groups. You like to talk to each other, I can see a lot. Now we'll give you enough time to help you talk to each other. So this activity, this is to test your understanding. I know we are nobody to test your understanding of these competencies. You have all these skills in you, but just for our own assessment actually. Master Training Champions activity. So we are 50 people. We will divide you all in 5 groups because each group will have to present their skit tomorrow. So we have to be careful or mindful of the time. So we will divide you all in 5 groups. That division will be done by us, not by you. Okay? Group work for 30 minutes. So today you will do this group work. You will prepare for tomorrow. And then you will decide who and how are going to play the skit. Now, what you have to do for this activity? Identify a problem. Identify a problem. Statement of problem. Think of a scenario when someone in your classroom or maybe in college showed indiscipline. So ragging here is just an example. You don't have to stick to ragging. You can use maybe some real life example in which you might have faced. You might be handling so many situations, group fights of students, or so many things in life. So many things. Choose one scenario. It can be real. It can be imaginary. It can be violence in school. It can be anything. Now, identify an approach to solve that problem. Yes, you can take a picture actually. Yes, it will be helpful. Now, what you have to do as a group, which skill or skills, it is not necessary that only one skill because every skill is connected, interconnected. Now you have to identify which skills do you think helps address this problem. And you have your scribble, you can refer to your scribble. And then when you have identified the skills which will help you address this problem, what are the different tools which have been given in this particular skill will you use to address the problem? First, you have to write down the names of the skill. Then, what are the different tools you will use? Then, you have to enact and present. You understand this is a skit. You will have to demonstrate the entire scenario right in front of us. So, if it is a fight between two groups, you will have to fight with each other tomorrow. You will have to represent the entire scene, enact the scene, so that we are able to understand without even you saying which skill you are using. You don't have to say that. Which tool you are going to use. You don't have to say that. We will see you, watch you, and we will identify ourselves. Okay? And then, yes, same. How do you solve the problem? We will have a discussion. And you will be given 10 minutes. So basically, 5 groups, 50 minutes. Okay? And then all talents are welcome. Chota bada, har tarike ka. Singing, dancing, you can use anything. And people who like to, and all language teachers like to say idioms, everything. You use your talent and creativity to make this interesting. And we will take videos, of course, and then we'll publish 1 or 2 best videos on our social media, which might go everywhere in the world. Okay? Language, no barrier. But what I will prefer that in those 10 people, they can be mixed. Somebody will be speaking in Hindi, Telugu, whatever. That coordination should be there. So that the essence is there and understanding is there. Yeah. So now is the time to pick the group. I will do 1, 2, 3.
So everyone has to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then from number 5 again 1, 2, 3, and we'll split. Start with you.
Remember your number.
Remember your number.
Tell me is 3. Tell me is 3.
4.
Sir. What are you having fun here only? Come on, sir, what number?
3 or 5.
5, sure. You know what we decided? People who are on number 5.
1, 2, 3. Anand, Dr. Anand. 4 and 5.
You know what will happen to some people 5? To number 5. They will not get the certificates.
వాళ్ళు తిన్నారు 5 నెంబర్ 5 నెంబర్ వచ్చిన మీ ఇష్టం టీమ్ అయ్యండి మేడం
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1, 6, 7.
No, 1, 6, 7. 1,
3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2,
3.
Sir, number
4.
what number?
I don't know what number.
No.
Am I 4?
4, yes.
4 and 5. 2. 1 and 2. 1, 2. 3, 4.
3, 4. Okay.
5.
1 minute. 4.
Sir, next to you.
ఆయన 1, 2.
You're 4. The one who is
1, 2, 3 అక్కడ.
someone singing.
Transfer, sir. Oh, my God. Sir, we are in number
5.
2, 3.
4.
5.
Sir.
2. 3.
5.
Okay. So all the ones, please stand up. Raise your hands. Number 1. All number 1s, please stand up. Stand up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes. All number ones, one group. Yeah. Remember each other. Remember each other. Please remember your faces. You are a part of one group. Yes. Now. Yeah. So now go back. Go to the back. You have to sit together to prepare. Back alone. Go to the back. Then go to the back. Make a group. Wait. Manage kids. Yes. Only number one stand up. Number two sit. If you're number two, keep sitting. My number two is sitting. Number one, please hurry up. Number one, are you at the back? Or number one, you are at the back? Okay. Now you sit together and start preparing. How many Sanskrit teachers? Okay. Okay, sorry. I will start singing and then. So has given an excellent idea. He used his creativity. He says that let's make group language wise. So 11 teachers are in Sanskrit. They make a group together.
11 members.
Prepare the best skit. Okay. And then how many teachers we have in Hindi?
17.
Let's divide 17 teachers in two groups. Please write some number. How many in Telugu?
28.
Three groups. Let's score 11. So we want to will be able to manage. 14 people will be able to manage. Right now. 20, two grouping. 10 for teachers. We have to divide.
సంస్కృతం మంత్రం వేస్తారు సంస్కృతం మంత్రాలు వేస్తారు ఏసీ మొత్తం స్పాయిల్ చేసుకునేది అవడం కాదు అసలు జనరల్ గా చెప్తుంటారు మామూలుగా చెప్తుంటారు ఎవరు లింక్ పెట్టాలి వాళ్ళు పెడతారంట బాగుంటుందంట లింక్ పెట్టారు బ్రాహ్మణుడు లింక్ పెట్టాడంటే అసలు మొత్తం తిరిగి
అందుకే పెట్టుకోకూడదు అంట
మొత్తం పని అయిపోయిన తర్వాత
They want to make one group. Then let them go. We will make two groups. Okay. Now remaining Telugu teachers, we will divide in two groups. Telugu teachers come forward. Sir, you are very nice. I like him the most. So also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Where are here? But understand go there and then you find else. You tell them. No, you need to put your they are also experts. Okay, sir? One group, third group, three channels. Remember each other, please. Don't forget.
Three.
So you are given the responsibility of making sure that everybody knows everything. Ma'am, you are responsible. You are responsible for telling all of this to everybody. Follow the instruction. Prepare the script. Right? Okay, you are the leader. And note down everybody's name. So, these are you are the responsible person for this. You don't have to write down everybody's name so that everybody make sure everybody is aware of this exercise. Okay? So, let's go. Yes. Everybody has to work. It's just that somebody has extra responsibility. Who wants to be the leader? Leader in the sense who makes sure everything is being done. Ladies, they are very good. They are not anything. Please make sure that they do the best to work. Some violence in this in the class college. And what skills did you use? You are you getting that point? Somebody is becoming a leader. Students do this. Not only you have to do this. So, teachers, the group is very big, but it does not mean that you will be fair. Everybody will have to pay them. Somebody can be in a role. No. It will be a role play, right? You have to play a role. So, for example, she is a teacher, you are a student, not a student. He may be somebody who is working in administration. He might be principal, he might be parent. You have to role play. Okay? So, it's 4:02. We have put up the slide. This is the exercise. You can take a picture. This is the master champion. Get and take a picture, but this slide here for you. Today you have to present the activity tomorrow. One very important announcement. Yeah, sir, madam, everybody. One very important announcement. You cannot leave before 5. You have to prepare today so that you are able to present tomorrow. You can do it in evening also. You can continue as per your convenience, but you cannot leave this institute before 5. These are orders, not from us, from CCE, because we are going for a meeting. Thank you so much. You have the in between. Yeah. You can discuss over also. This is your choice.
కూర్చోరు